Why does the black man serve the white man? Why does everything the black man do benefit the white man? Why does the black man say freedom is doing what I want to do? And why is it that everything he wants to do enriches the European?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
I got a question here, actually, from the chat that I'm going to go ahead and ask. Suzette says she wants to ask, is black love different from loving all brothers and sisters? I said I would pose the question here for our panel. So I'll start off with you, Shanae. Is black love different from loving all brothers and sisters? I hope I posed that question correctly, Suzette. Okay.
For me, it is. It absolutely is.
Okay, cool. All right. Anything else you want to add to that, or is that straightforward?
I mean, it's so much that I could add, but for me, it absolutely is. And the reason why I say that is because I cannot speak on any other type of love because I don't know any other type of love better than I know black love. And I grew up in a house with a Latin father and a black and white mother. But when I say black love, I mean love of color. So for me, yes, it's different because I grew up seeing it. I grew up seeing different kinds. I saw how my black grandmother loved me. And I saw how my uncles and my father and my grandfather protected us, that type of love, how I come from a long line of strong women. So that all my examples are black love. So I can't say, when I say black, I'm not excluding my Latin part. I mean my whole family. We love hard and we love strong, and we're very boisterous with our love. Like if we love you, everybody knows it. You don't just know it. Everybody around you knows that I love you because that's just how we emote. So for me, it's absolutely different. The reason why I say that is because when I look at other people and how they demonstrate it, maybe it's because they demonstrate it in a different way than we do. But for me, yes, it's absolutely different. Absolutely.
Okay. Cassandra, do you want to Suzette, I hope that was a good answer for you. I ask you the same question. Is black love different from loving all brothers and sisters?
Well, and I wish she was on the phone so she could say what she defines as brothers and sisters. When I think of brothers and sisters, I'm thinking of my black brothers and sisters.
Exactly. That's what I was going to ask.
Right.
I didn't really understand the question.
I think she did. My assumption was she was including other people like brothers and sisters of the world, but my assumption was that she did not mean people of color. So, I mean, I don't know if that's what she meant.
Yeah, I'm going to need some clarity.
That's why I answered.
Okay, so Suzette, you're listening in the chat. Type, do you mean our black brothers and sisters, or do you mean humanity as a whole? Can you clarify that question for our panel, please? She says, when I say all, I mean, she means everyone. So I guess she means even outside of outside of Illinois people.
Oh, yeah, it's different.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Damn, okay. Wait, I can only imagine how this response.
Well, I mean,
go ahead, Cassandra. Okay, so all right. So what is your response then to now that the question has been clarified? What is your response to that? Be real. This is real talk all the time. You can be real.
Yeah. So my answer would be yes. I mean, I'm, you know, it is what it is. You know, black love and the rest of the world of brothers and sisters, like we are the world people. Yeah, that's different. You know.
Okay.
Okay. Black love is a deep foundation of supporting our community, supporting our what was taken from us, supporting what we need to learn about ourselves, and to really be able to help one another in this fight for learning who we are, and this fight for even just being our black brothers and sisters. And so, yeah, I think it's a little different.
Okay, all right. Brother Holip, I'm going to let you go, and then I'm going to rock after you. What's your response to that question, sir?
I don't owe anybody outside of black folks my love.
Boom. Okay.
White people got enough people loving them. They can do without mine.
Okay.
Or anybody else. My love is for my people. And I have a universal sensibility. I mean, we're all human beings living on the earth, so I understand that. But love, that's for my people. I can respect other people.
Right.
Okay.
You know, if you respect me, I respect you back. But I don't owe anybody outside of my people my love.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm going to respond to this as well. Okay, so she said, so you're saying black love is exclusive to the black community. I'm going to say, Suzette, for some of us, yes. I'm just being real. So, yeah, that was her response. Suzette says, so you're saying black love is exclusive to the black community. And I'm going to say, for some of us, yes. Now, I'm going to give you guys an example. For those that don't know, I've served my time in the military, both active duty and reserve. When I was stationed up in Massachusetts, I was friendly with a Italian guy he was from Boston, Mass. I'm saying that to give you an idea. We already know when you talk about Massachusetts and Boston, we already know what we're dealing with. So this cat was cool, if you will. All right, I'm doing a little code. He was cool, we would have lunch and stuff like that. Of course, we both wear the uniform, and when you wear the uniform, you're supposed to, there is a brotherhood, But one thing he told me, and I respected him for this. Okay, we were sitting down having lunch. He would buy lunch sometimes. I would buy lunch sometimes. We did each other favors every once in a while. Some of these favors weren't the right thing, but we had each other's back when it came to certain things. But he told me something very profound, and I want you to listen to this, Suzette. He said to me, he said, Sergeant, I'm gonna tell you something. I said, what? He said, we cool and all. He said, but if we were ever in a situation where we got locked up and we were in prison, he said, I hope you would understand that I'd have to roll with the Aryan Brotherhood if it came down to it. I looked at this cat, and I wasn't completely taken back. So I was like, okay, boom. So, these are all these, and I'm not trying to say that everybody gets down like this, but I'm going to have to say a lot of them do. And at least he had the honesty to come right and say that. And I respect the dude. We were still cool after that, but I knew that if it came down to a situation like that, then I might have to bang on homie. You understand what I'm saying? Because he told me straight up and down that if it came down to it, he said for him it was about survival. I couldn't get mad at him for that. You understand what I'm saying? So his response was the same as Brother Holip's response. You understand what I'm saying? He straight up said, if it came down to it, we locked up, we doing a bid. I know you because we were in the military together. He said, but I'm going to rock with the Aryan Brotherhood for survival. I said, all right, yeah, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? I guess I'll be Black Guerrilla Family then. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I respected him for that. But what happens is this, and let me just say one quick thing, Cassandra, I'm going to let you rock. What happens is this. Because black people have been taught to hate themselves for so long, we never think black love first. It's almost like a mind control has been put on us. And if we do, even if we feel it in our heart, it should be black love first. Some of us even feel guilty. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, well, is this right for me to say this? Is this right for me to feel like it should be black love first? A lot of us feel guilty even thinking this shit. And where this guy told me with a straight fucking face eating some fucking wonton soup, boy, I gotta kill you if I have to. I'm like, wow, all right. You know what I'm saying? So this is real shit. So Brother Holip is absolutely right, and he shouldn't feel bad about it. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead, Cassandra.
Oh, I don't. Trust me.
Go ahead, Cassandra.
Because what most people don't realize is that...
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, sis.
The only thing I was gonna say is it's just funny. He didn't say he was gonna go hang out with the Italian boys or the Jewish guys. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He said straight Aryan nation. That's what he said. I said, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's right. Yeah. So I mean, but Brother Holip, I know you had something on the back of that real quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say what most people don't realize, like black folks, is that white folks, a lot of times, I would say like the vast majority of white people don't hate black people. They're indifferent to black people.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't come into their train of thought. They don't think about you. So in response to that, I feel the same way. It's like when something happens with white folks, I don't like people. Oh, did you feel bad? I'm like, no, not really. I don't care. I'm not thinking about it. Mm-hmm. You don't cross my mind. You don't occupy my universe. It's like white folks want to inject themselves into the nucleus of your atom.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I don't allow them to do
it. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Like my world doesn't revolve around what you feel and what you think and all of these heart to hearts that they want to have about race relations. I could care less about. I don't, because I'm not sitting around thinking about you. I'm thinking about the vast majority of my thoughts is about my own people and what we have to do to get ourselves in a better situation.
Right. Okay. Now I'm gonna read this real quick, brother, and I appreciate that response. Suzette responded to the prison story I just shared. She said, but that was because of as things are in the present time, it's a matter of survival when incarcerated. Okay. But if love was able to cross lines, then we shouldn't have. Okay,
yeah, me too.
Hold on. But if love was able to cross lines, then we shouldn't have to think survival. So she said, do we want perpetual divide? She's saying in the chat, Suzette is questioning. She says, so do the guests want to perpetuate division? I guess she's saying. Who wants to answer that? I'll let anybody answer that statement or address that statement.
Well, I would ask that guy who who said that to you. Mm-hmm. He said he would join the Aryan Nation for survival. What I would have asked, I would have upped the ante. I would have said, well, would you have been somebody's bitch for survival too?
Okay.
Since it's all about survival, like how far do you go with that?
Right. Absolutely. No, I feel
that's an option. You can be somebody's boyfriend for protection in prison. Like, you want to go that way too? Right. We saw that in Oz. Just survival?
We saw that in Oz. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is it just survival? Yeah. Like you got to expand on that a little for me.
Right. No, I hear you. I got a call. Let's bring this caller in. 4521. What's your name? Are you calling from, please?
It was Dominique from Chicago.
Hey, Dominique from Chicago, Chi-Town. What's going on? We're talking about black love tonight, different aspects of it. What does black love mean to you, sir?
Well, it's the same thing what all of you all was saying.
Okay.
It's basically just, looking out for each other. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Making sure nobody is down and out.
Okay.
That's how I look at it.
Okay.
Like Holip said, I don't look at it in a romantic way. Basically look at it like, do you really care if a person is down and out? What are you willing to do to help them?
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Jack, can you read that? What was her question again about what do we want to perpetuate? What was the question again? Because I want to.
It was basically a statement that she's saying. She says, thank you for answering my questions truthfully. Stay in the chat, Suzette. I hope we can chase you off. Stay in the chat. So, guests, she's asking, do the guests want to perpetuate divide? I think she's saying, do we want to perpetuate division? I I want to. Do you want to answer that, or do you want to address that?
Yeah, I mean, you can say what you want to say. I have something to say to that as well.
Okay, first, I just want to say this. When we talk about division, first of all, black people didn't create racism, and black people didn't come up with white supremacy. White supremacy came up with racism. Okay, and they perpetuated division and still do, and just because it's not, in such a broad way right now doesn't mean it's not happening. They fuck with your mind to a point where it creates division. You understand what I'm saying? They have people of color hating each other instead of focusing on the issue, which is white supremacy. I think every indigenous person, including the African, has been touched in some form or fashion by white supremacy and on the planet. And it's always been the same MO, divide and conquer the people that you're conquering. So my thing is this: until we love each other as black people, I cannot love the oppressor as I love myself. And in fact, I can't love the oppressor until he's no longer oppressing me. So when white supremacy no longer exists, then perhaps I can love everybody as I love myself, if that makes any sense. Let me, Sine, go ahead, and I know you want to get on that real quick.
As far as perpetuating, I think the question was divisive. I don't think that I'm perpetuating division. I'm perpetuating that I'm pro-black love first, and I'm never going to be anything else first. I'm going to be pro-black first. I think that every time we try to show or exemplify black love, someone comes in and asks a question like that, and that question is divisive in my personal opinion. As far as the survival, I've seen many instances, and I have experienced instances that had nothing to do with survival, as far as going to jail or having bodily harm. I've seen it on my job, where the same people that laugh and talk with me and sit in meetings with me and do all of these things, that we have built a rapport through years. I'm not talking about months or weeks. I'm talking about years. That when it gets hot, when we have a child death or something, I'm telling you, they back away when their hands were in it. But who you eat lunch with and who you chill with every day, and, oh, I missed you, you was out, and how are your kids? I've seen them distance themselves quickly, expeditiously when it gets hot. So they don't have to be, a person like that does not have to be in fear of their life or trying to survive. It is definitely about self-preservation. And on any given day, I am never, ever fooled to think that when it comes down to it, they're going to step in front of me and protect me and guard me. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it like a black sister will or a black brother will. They're not going to do it. That's a fact. So for me, it's not about being divisive. For me, it's about cheerleading us to protect us and to love us first. There's nothing wrong with loving us first, because everybody else loves themselves first, and that's the problem. When someone interjects and asks a question like that, to me, that is divisive. That is planting a seed. And so because I can't be deterred, I can't be swayed from that, no, I'm not being divisive. What I'm saying is I'm pro-me, and I'm black. So I'm pro-black first. Okay.
Well, Suzette is saying that she said, I appreciate the lady's honesty. She says, thank you. I'm reading from the chat here. She's saying, are we saying that are all white-skinned people the same? Does anybody want to touch that one?
No. No.
Holip, you want to get on that?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to let Holip answer.
I'm quite sure. See, it's not my job to try to find the good white people. That's not my job.
Right.
So it's like I don't even get involved in those conversations. See, you notice something, and it's nothing against the sister asking the question. I'm not trying to attack her or anything like that.
Right.
But I just want her to look at the mindset when it comes to black folks. Nobody ever goes into a Chinese restaurant and say, I noticed there's all Chinese working here. What, are y'all divisive?
This is true. Right. You're right, brother. You're right.
The only people that get accused of divisiveness is black folks. Right. Nobody. You don't go to an Italian restaurant. You honestly, when I go to an Italian restaurant, I do not expect to see no dreads there.
Right. Making pizza and shit like that in the back. Yeah.
Everybody else can be ethnocentric, where it's just about them and their people except us, because we're considered a threat. So when people hear we getting together, they start thinking, well, what about everybody else? Y'all being divisive? That's a trick.
Okay.
And a lot of us fall victim to it, and we perpetuate it because that's what's out there. That's the brainwashing.
Okay.
So no, I don't get. I'm not. It's like if you see some snakes, are you going to try to figure out which one is the non-poisonous one, or are you going to stay away from them? That's how I see it.
I feel you. Anybody else want to address that? Because I'm going to read one more thing from her, then we're going to go ahead and keep it moving. But anybody else want to address the statements from the young lady Suzette that's in chat? Anybody else? No? Okay. She says one. I'm going to address one last thing. She says, so personal experience dictates your focus. Okay. I understand that, but you don't want them coming to you. She says, we don't want white people coming to us. I guess that's what she's trying to say. And she's saying that white supremacists...
What does that mean?
Coming to us for what?
Okay. And then she says, no, you're not, Suzette, you're not offending us. We're answering the question as best we can. Don't worry about it. You're not offending anybody here.
No, I'm not offended at all.
No.
We're hard to offend. We get death threats on the show. So
I don't get offended. That's a crazy word anyway, offended. What does that mean?
I get death threats all the time. So, Suzette, you're not offending me. I'm sorry, I'm off track. It says white supremacist groups. She says white supremacist groups are divisive. Okay. Let me say this real quick, and then I'm gonna
go ahead. They're also irrelevant too.
I'm gonna say this real, and I'm not trying to go cosmic on y'all, but I'm gonna quote something from Neely Fuller, who I respect deeply. Neely Fuller says that technically speaking, on this planet, we're supposed to all be living as universal man and universal woman, living under the guidelines of universal law. Right now, we're not living that way. We're living under the law of white supremacy. And I'm going to be very direct. Until that is replaced with the system of justice, okay, we can't worry about loving anybody else but ourselves right now. And I hope, Suzette, that this clean cut is direct to what we're trying to say right now. Until the system of white supremacy no longer exists, we can't worry about loving anybody else but ourselves, because we've been taught self-hate for 400 years. Okay, so I hope that addresses part of what's going on with what you're saying. And I appreciate your question.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I've often wondered, because it seems like when it comes to black folks, the absolute worst extinction level event is for us to hate other people. Like, I get the sense that people feel like if we hate other people, that the world is going to spin off its axis or the universe is going to explode. My question is, if that's the case, how come other people ain't got a problem hating us? Why is the universe not exploding with all the hatred that we getting as a people?
I feel you.
I'm just curious about that. Like, if hate is such is like a third rail for black people, how come everybody else embrace hatred of us and the world is still spinning?